right, let's go ahead and get started, you guys. So this is our DTP show. This is, I don't know if it's a podcast side. I don't know like what officially it is, but what I do know is that it is a place, it is a space for us to showcase our students, our designers. It is a place, a space for other designers to come and to get inspiration and to connect and to know like, oh, I'm not going through this alone. Other designers are going through the similar kind of things, but they're making progress. They're getting a result. So we want to inspire y'all, just show you what is possible in your design business. Okay, so that's what the DTP show is. I hope that you just enjoy this. Feel free to ask questions if you're on Instagram. I have Facebook up as well. We will answer any questions that come up, but let's go ahead and dive in. Hey Shannon, hey Larima, hey Janaea. We got the whole crew in here today. So let's get started. Today, I'm super excited to have one of our students. And I should have updated this to alumni because you've recently reached like that 12-month mark. And you like so much has changed over this 12-month. You joined the team as well. So I kind of want to back up. And you shared on our IG Live that, hold on, I didn't let you introduce yourself. I'm so excited to jump into it. Hannah, introduce yourself. Tell us who you are, where you're from, what you do, all that good stuff.
All right, no worries. Hello, everyone. My name is Hannah Siddiqui, and I am a DTP alum. I joined DTP in January of, what's this,
21.
2020.
It was 21.
Wait, what is 2020? 21. Sorry, y'all. All the years just run together.
They just run
21.
Together.
That's it. I joined DTP. The name of my business is Creative Core with K's, and I am also a brand strategy and web design agency. I am located here in Houston, Texas. Shout out to my H-Town and down south people. Yes. And for me, it's something that's kind of unique within my business, not only brand strategy and web design, but I also incorporate systems into the overall process, which I know is what Amber helped me uncover as my sauce and my little sprinkle of this extra value that I organically bring to my clients due to my expertise and helping me uncover really what that is. So that's a little bit about me. Most of my clients I specifically service-based solopreneurs. That's my ideal niche, who are really just overwhelmed with the tech. They feel as though they really need that clarity and that foundation to even build their message upon, and then creating that signature solution as well as their back office to make sure that their customer journey just flows all the way through into their online presence. Yes. So that's a little bit about me.
Okay, so we bring a lot of magic to the table, and let me just preface. So you also have an MBA, right? Like you went to business school, so you bring a lot to the table. Now, previously, just a few minutes ago, when I was on my IG Live, you were in attendance, and you mentioned, I usually don't start this way, but because we kind of started that conversation, I'm gonna go there. So you mentioned you mentioned in the chat on that Instagram Live a couple minutes ago that you are booking 9K clients from initially $500 is where you started. So I want to talk a little bit about that. If you could summarize going from $500 clients to 9K clients, give me like one word or phrase or sentence that you would attribute. Like what got you from 500 to 9K? Like overall in a nutshell.
DTP.
Well, I wasn't looking for the DTP. What? Okay. That's not what I was looking for. But good answer.
Something more specific. If you need a little more specific,
yes. More specific.
I would say the thing that really got me from and I'm being generous with $500. Honestly, it was like on a 250 side. So I
Okay.
was being a little, I was kind of asking for that little number.
Give us some hype.
But
You can relate to that on Instagram. If you're more,
I
I was
right,
500, but
right.
it's really 250. Let us know. Yes. Okay.
I would say going from that to over 9K, it really was the positioning.
Mm,
That was a big deal. A big deal for me was really looking into how do I converse with people? How do I really articulate what I do, communicate the value I bring, and not just bring the things?
yeah.
And that was something that was really, really powerful within DTP, really understanding the difference between the things and the features that I'm offering versus the benefits, the solutions, the impact
Mhm.
that the service I'm doing, what that really brings to clients. So when I understood that, that allowed me to better, when I did have those conversations, before people would be like, hey, I need a logo. Hey, I need a baby shower. Hey, I need a funeral invitation.
Yeah.
Hey, I just need some business cards. I'm just like, okay. Before it's like, okay, technically I'm a designer, right? So
Mm,
that's what designers do.
yeah.
They just design stuff. Whatever colors you want, I'll make it pretty format. Really transitioning to beyond the things, but what this deliverable based in strategy will allow you, the client, to be able to do. So and I was able to, you teach something in DTP as like a sales call flow.
Mhm.
Man, that is gold, y'all. That is gold. I can't give y'all the deets, but just know it's gold when you join DTP on how to really take what people are saying, what they quote unquote want, and really honing in on that and understanding what they really want,
Really like what they
so that
really want.
what they really want,
Mhm.
so that you can really give them what they really need
Yeah.
to get to the other side. So like that was the biggest thing, y'all. Listen.
The positioning. And that's so huge because I recall, I think it was on your intake form or through several conversations as well, where, initially before you joined, you said you were taking on any and everyone, right? Like, and I know, give us some insight on what that was like because I know so many designers who are watching are right there right now. So kind of give us, where you were because I want them to see we're not any different than they are. We just got a result. So I want them to know like, okay, we've been exactly where you are, and then we're going to share, like what that process and journey looked like to getting to those 9K clients.
So during that time, it was really me feeling like, so I guess let me give a little kind of preface to this. Unlike some people, I didn't go to design school. My MBA that Amber mentioned is recent. So it's not like I came into the design world with an MBA or even entrepreneurship with an MBA. Not at all. So I was working a 9 to 5 and I've always been designing stuff before. So like since high school, I designed my own high school graduation invitations.
Okay.
I design my own college graduation invitations. Balfour gets 2 invitations from me for scrapbooking grandparents, my coins, and designing my own crap. So from designing all that from those years, I kind of had already a design knack.
Mhm.
But it was all just on whatever looks pretty. So then, as that freelancing that I was doing became more of a demand, and more people like, "Ooh, I like the way this looks."
Mhm.
I was like, "Okay, well, maybe this is just something as like a freelancer. I'll just do this, do that," and that's kind of how that started.
Yeah.
And it kind of snowballed into people just, "Okay, can you just do any and everything?" And I was like, "Well, because I don't have business. I don't have a background in entrepreneurship. I was a pre-med like Amber. I was all up in the sciences. That's all I knew. I was a BS. I don't know nothing about this other world.
Mhm.
So I didn't know. So going through that process, it was just feeling like, well, I have to. Like, if I don't do it, then, that's really what it is. I had no foundation at all. So it was a feeling of obligation. It was a feeling of like, well, I guess that's really it. This is what I see.
Yeah.
But I didn't have anybody to coach me on what really is beyond this space.
Right.
So I was going through that, feeling that over time at the 9 to 5. Just so happened one of my job descriptions when I got there was to update my supervisor's website, and she used WordPress. That was my introduction to WordPress. I literally had to change one sentence once a month. That's it. But diving into that world, I was like, oh, this kind of can marry some of these design stuff I'm doing. So when I got into the website world, I was like, well, just Googling what's the average thing for a website. Okay, what if I charge people $50 for a website? I'll learn
Let's
it.
pause. Hold on. Let's pause a moment.
Yes.
Let's pause a moment for the $50 websites. Who here
with a $10 logo?
A $10 logo. Like, these are the things we do because we don't know any better. We don't know. We don't know. And it's like, you tell someone, $100, and they're like, oh, that's too much. Like, oh my gosh, $50, y'all, for a website. That is wild.
When I first got started.
Yes.
Listen. So then after time went on, I'm like, okay. And that was maybe like, you probably got something that even looked like a website. I don't know what it was, but I know it wasn't a website. Now, of course, as I've grown and known.
Right.
So as people start kind of asking more, and I really started deep diving more and more and more and more into, I was like, okay, let me go up to $100. Okay, maybe 200. And it really kind of just slowly increased until somebody told me, okay, no, that's too much, which was maybe under $500. Like, okay, well, I guess that's the highest you can do for a website design. That's the cap, because now people are turning me down instead of saying yes. So that means I'm going too high, because I was just selling this end pretty result that I know now it didn't do diddly squat for them. So
go ahead.
That's that.
Okay.
That was it. So that's kind of how that whole beginning journey went. That's how it felt. And it was just out of, I don't know any better. This is new. So let me just kind of go with the flow. And I was still technically a freelancer back then. I think that was also another big distinction was this is like a hobby. This is just, I'll make some extra cash. I had a 9 to 5 that I didn't like anyway. Right. But I didn't really, my internal mindset shift did not transition to this should be a business until people kept telling me, hey, maybe you should do this as a business. And that's when that whole idea came into my head to grow it.
Love that. I know that was it was outside influence for me as well, to be like, oh, I can finally call myself a designer, because the guy at the print shop told me I was a designer, right? Like, we look for this outside validation. Yeah, that's such a great point. And then it's something I wanted to talk about. We didn't know any better, $50, $100, $200. Let's talk about the difference in client from a $50 under $1,000, let's say under $500 under type of client versus a 4-figure client. Can you give us some insight?
Oh my God. So you mentioned something earlier in the live about just the fact that the people who, generally speaking, most people who are looking for those, a lot of deals, a lot of sales, something under 4 figures, are generally the people who will run you crazy. Because all they're looking for is this cookie cutter image that they envision of what they want, not what they need, based off of the visual itself. Nothing based on strategy. They don't have clarity themselves, but they're so stuck on this tangible thing at the end, it has no idea how that will impact them. And generally, these are people who are doing it by themselves. If they have a small team, it's a small team of people who are not giving strategic input into how this all will work to make what they want to happen. So that's on that end. Forfeit, I mean, like I would say under 3-4 thousand figure client, even not even on the $100,000, the
We gonna
$1,000
get there.
client.
Claim that. Go on, claim it.
The $1,000 client is more on. I would consider that more on like that under 4-figure end, because even still the commitment and the investment isn't as high. But when I joined DTP, when you asked me to do my first like price increase, I was low key, I was scared, but I was like, that's the number she's telling me to go to. Let me inch my way up there because I don't quite know.
Right.
But in a very short, and you might get to this later, about that short amount of time when I got several clients, that was something where I realized that their whole mindset was, after, like I mentioned, that sales call flow that you give us in DTP, that allowed me to position myself and the value of my solution to their problem, to where it didn't feel like, where they didn't even feel like it was all about the logo or all about the website. They saw that it was so much more than that. But I couldn't articulate that to them unless I fully understood what they needed to get them to that point.
Right.
So that was extremely, 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 extremely valuable. Not saying that people under 4-figure don't care. I think a lot has to do with the mindset and what they're placing value on, and what they think something would do, instead of listening to an expert them that what they want can still get accomplished. The value is at a higher ticket because it will bring greater results.
Yeah.
Don't do it. They're going to keep circling that same drain or vicious cycle of second guessing. Okay, let me do it, change it. I don't know. Keep going. Let me hire a $10 this. Oop, that didn't work. Now let me try again. We're trying to help you, but that requires an investment not only in your business but in yourself. So higher ticket clients, they're very they put in the work. That's one thing I told a recent client. Like, I told a client on a call, I said, you have no idea how refreshing it is and how great it is as somebody trying to help you, that you actually care. Like, the fact that you are committed. When we have a call scheduled, you show up. You don't do a no call, no show. This isn't just a fly by type of deal. You're invested. So the more you're invested, the more I can be invested to help you accomplish your thing. But you have to listen. Not saying you got to follow all my recommendations, but you got to listen. And clients that definitely are on that 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, now 8, 9 figure investment range, they get results. And say, listen.
Yeah. So the mindset, you said so much there, but I think one thing that really stood out was you circled it back to positioning. You circled it back to basically, because you understood how to now understood how to position the value. So, okay, where do I want to go with this? Because again, you said so much good stuff.
I'm not going to give you all the juices at one time.
I know. Okay. So you are able to position yourself in a way that people, like, your value is clear. People see it. Okay. Here it is. So you mentioned our higher ticket clients, they put in the work. And because they have invested that amount of money in you, they see you as the expert, and they actually listen. They're, of course, able to make their own decisions, but they at least listen. Whereas that low ticket client, they don't listen. They come in wanting very different things. So what would you say the shift in focus was for you to be able to actually position your value? So you no longer had to take on any and everyone because you knew how to position it. Like, what was the shift? Like, what actually made it click? Like, oh, it doesn't have to be, it's not hard to sell high ticket. Like, what actually got you to the point where, like, you could easily communicate your value and articulate what, this high ticket investment entailed, what was that shift for you?
The shift was it's a part in the DTP curriculum. And again, I can't give you all the deets until you join. But what I will say is it is a even more elevated path that new people gonna get.
Mm-hmm.
But it is a part in the curriculum that really focuses on understanding how to position yourself to solve people's problems.
Ooh, hold on, say that again. Say that again.
There is Rissa said they do. This is a dang, what did I say? Oh, the big part within the curriculum was me really understanding that I am providing a solution to people's problems.
Mm-hmm.
And with that, again, and I keep coming back to this sales focus. Right now, that is the biggest, when talking about how to really confidently communicate, when you get on these calls or when you have these free consultations, when you have just general like Starbucks conversations with people, the way you can show up confidently, stand bold in what you're saying, and say it clearly in a way that people know what you do, why you do it, and why they should care. Putting all those pieces together in a call or when exchanging with somebody, that allowed me to really kind of weed out, how do I say this? That allowed me a way to kind of pull the information I needed from them for me to weed out what I needed to help them see the problem that's trying to get solved. If that makes any sense.
Okay.
What I'm trying to say is that in the call you teach us. The big thing you teach us is how to look for what they need,
mm-hmm.
and how to articulate how we can best solve that challenge or problem that they're having.
Yeah.
For high ticket clients, they will actually answer your questions. One, they won't feel like this is fluff. I just want the quote. I just want to know how much you. I just want to know how much you cost. I want to know pay. How long is it going to take? It's those immediate answer questions, but they're not even willing to put in the work on the front end to even just answer the questions you need to best give them the solution that's going to solve their problem. They just want to know a fixed cost.
Right.
But that fixed cost may vary depending on what you need and what you think you need to solve your problem. Generally, most of the time is not what's needed to actually solve your problem.
Right. So let's talk about that, because that has everything to do, that is positioning, right? Being able to know what actually are you helping your clients to do? What do they really want? Like we said that before, like what do they really want? They're coming to you because they want something, but what they're saying they want is not actually why they want the thing. And that's where so many of us fall short, is that we're trying to sell these surface level things, which is logos, which is websites, and we put all the emphasis on that. And so that's what our people put the emphasis on. That's what's important. But yet it really doesn't matter. I am a brand and website designer that says your logo doesn't matter. It does not matter if you don't if you don't know who it's for, if you don't know, the problem that you're solving for that very specific person. So again, you're absolutely, like, the way that you mentioned, it's the mindset, the mentality of those high ticket clients, that they understand what is required of them for the results, for the transformation. And that's really that's the core of what we do in DTP, is what is the result? What is the transformation that you're creating? So I love that, like, you're seeing that distinction, and across the board, like, that's what it is. And selling doesn't have to be hard when you understand those things, and selling high ticket doesn't have to be hard. You really only need to know three things when selling high ticket: where they are now, where they want to be, and what's the gap in between of getting there. And your job is to fill that gap. That's it. That is it. But people make selling so hard. So hard.
Exactly. And that was so, exactly what you said was part of that made me realize, like, okay, when I hop on these calls, I shouldn't have to feel awkward. I shouldn't have to feel incompetent, to be honest. I shouldn't have to feel unprepared. I shouldn't have to fumble over my words. I shouldn't have to feel like, who am I? I
Yeah.
shouldn't have to feel like I'm selling them a car salesman to ensure that they buy from me because I really, 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 really want them or need them.
Mm-hmm.
It was literally once I understood that formula that you just said and put it into practice and practice it because it
Practice
is a
it.
muscle. It's not a silver Olympic that and just like rolling off the dome.
Mm-hmm.
Most people, you have to practice that. The first couple of times, you're gonna be like, "Ooh, I shouldn't have said that," or
Yeah.
"Oh, that didn't work." But the more we can practice it, it allowed me to really honestly show up and say, this is okay. Where are you? Cool. Where do you want to be? Okay, this is what I heard you say. Okay, what I'm hearing is you're here, you are here, you want this. This is that gap that you're needing to get filled. Here is a perfect solution to do so, and it just so happens I have it. This is what it includes. This is the investment for it.
Do you want to change your life or not? That's it. It's that simple. Do you want the transformation or not? Like, it really, it's simple. And then when you can position it that easily on a sales call, it's like, okay, I mean, either you want it or you don't. Like, we don't chase clients. And if you can really understand that point A, point B, you can absolutely make the solution relevant to them. Most people don't know the people that they want to serve and therefore can't create a solution, and our offers are not relevant. That's why we hear crickets and we get ghosted. They don't make sense. They don't make sense.
And it's funny you say that because I had an actual client recently, like maybe within the past month. Me and her met up for one of her days, one of her calls, and we were going over her process.
Mhm.
And so I was telling her, this is what you need. This is when you hop on a sales call, this is a kind of how I've kind of used a DTP formula. And as a student, you're able to take all these great resources and, tweak it for your client. So I told her this is the flow of generally how this should go. So after I broke it down to her, she stepped back and she said, now I see when I did my sales call with you that you followed this flow, stated the investment, and you didn't say nothing, but I felt good as a potential client. Like, she's confident in what she's saying. She's confident to articulate to state the investment quote and not like, well, it'll be $9,000. But if you want this, do this. Oh, that doesn't work. Okay, well, what about like I was able to stand for what it was, and she said from a client's or a lead's perspective, for her it was like, oh my gosh, like the way she's like just the confidence that exuded by me going through DTP to be able to say, I have a solution to your problem. I mean, I have one. You told me exactly what you are struggling with and how it's making you feel. You telling me exactly what you want and how that will make you feel. I know my process, so I'm able to tell you how I can fill in each one of those objections and challenges you have to get you to the other side. I could not do that before DTP. Like, y'all, seriously, that was the one of the probably like a good 80% of all the game changing elements over the past year and a half. That was like a very big deal because it allowed me to hop on and hop off a sales call. Like, I told them this is a solution to their problem. They can listen to me. They can't, or they cannot listen to me. If it's out of their budget, hopefully that they understood the value to it when they are at a point to do so. I'm a resource for them. Yeah. Or maybe if they continue to see, I'll give free social. I will give maybe like a free trainings here and there. They continue to follow me, they'll get a lot of free nuggets if that's the type of client that they are or that they're looking to give them some quick wins. Mm-hmm. And when they get to the point to invest in me, I feel like I've done enough to clearly or tell them what it is that they need, give them some type of direction. Couldn't do that before. Yeah. Hell, because I didn't even know what I was technically selling besides logos and websites.
We was just selling social media stuff. Yeah, pretty stuff.
Pretty stuff.
That's how I started my business. I just like to make stuff pretty. So many of us
Mhm.
start our business in that way, and it's so hard to get out of that cycle of people coming to you just to make stuff look pretty. And at that point, you're not a business owner, you're an order taker, because you're literally doing whatever these clients are telling you to do. And because of that, because you don't have any say so, or you're not guiding them and you're not really helping them, they don't get a result. They don't get a result. Like, when we don't incorporate strategy, when we just do whatever our clients say, we are not helping them. We are not helping them because they only know what they know. And they are coming to us for a reason. And if you don't know why your people are coming to you, we got to start there, right? Like, we got to
Yep.
start there. Why are people coming to you? And also, do you know who you want to work with? And do you know how you're helping them? Like, just so much goes into growing a business, having it be sustainable, creating consistency and structure and getting off of that, the up and down, feast and famine, never know when you're going to get a client or make some money. That's not cool. But the actions that we're taking initially in our business determine what route we're going to go. Are we going to be on the straight and narrow, or are we going to be in this vicious cycle that we're exhausted trying to get off? Exhausted trying to.
Exhausted. And then you brought up a good point about being exhausted back when it was pre-DTP, when I was taking these under 4-figure, really, I can't even call it really clients, just projects. Because everybody nowadays consider that a client. It was just things, being an order taker, these things that I would do. And I remember feeling like, okay, well, I at least maybe want to make $100 this month. I mean, at least. Oh, okay, well, I gotta do like 5 to 10 logos, but then a logo shouldn't take long. But because of the type of clients that I was focusing on, I feel like that was the cap of client that I could only be at.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, well, if that's the case, then if I have to do 5 logos this month, maybe I'm thinking, okay, it should take me maybe about 2 or 3 days by me getting what they need, me sending it back. It'll end up taking 2 weeks because I send it to them. Oh, well, what about this? Oh, well, I don't like this. Well, can I just change this color? But because we had no strategy done, they had no direction, so I'm just moving at the beat to their drum.
Yeah.
To make whatever they think will happen, it ends up taking like a whole month. So I'm dealing with 5 clients over a month for $20. And that is very exhausting.
Yeah.
And it's like, is it worth it at that point?
Right.
And that's that can lead to a lot of early burnout. So if you're able to find assistance, find a coach, or find a program, even like DTP, where you're able to get that foundation, the community, the coaching, and the curriculum that will be able to really give you what you need to understand what you need, so you can implement. That's really what it gives you, because you don't know what you don't know. Like we said, we're starting out. You don't know, but a program, especially with DTP, it starts you from where you are, and then we're able to implement this curriculum that is proven, tried, generated thousands and thousands and $1,000 of results for students, clients over time. Anywhere else outside of the DTP structure, y'all.
Yeah.
And it's I get like everything every time I see it. I just like, without you, who knows? Because listen.
So okay, so your journey, like, I really love that you just painted such a clear picture for us. I hope that our designers who are listening are really feeling inspired if they're going through some of the same things that you were. If that's like your current situation, this show is to prove to you that you can go from where you are to wherever it is that you want to be. So we know you've gone from 10, 20, 30, all the way, 500, all the way up to 9K that you're charging for your clients. Dang, I totally just lost my question. Hold on, it'll come back to me. Um, Dang it! Dang it, dang it. Okay, hold on. Oh my gosh. Okay.
I think it was probably something along the lines of, and now that I am not post the curriculum, but I've gone through the curriculum, the charge premium pricing. I think you're going somewhere in that direction.
I totally lost it. Like, I don't know what I was gonna say. See, I should have wrote the questions down. I usually have them up, but we weren't following our normal flow today in this question. Dang it. Oh, I remember. Okay. So not only have you been able to get up to 9K that you're charging for projects, tell us there's something else that has also conspired for you since being in DTP, presenting in a certain space, a group of people, and something resulted. Can you share just like how, because DTP, yes, is for your design business, but really we focus on like your whole life. It's not just about business, it's personal, it's all the things collectively that allows you to create success. So I want this really doesn't, it isn't necessarily DTP related, but it was as a result of DTP. So I want you to share with us what that was.
Absolutely. And I wouldn't even say that it's DTP related. I think that it definitely it applies to DTP. The fact of when you go through the curriculum and get the coaching from Amber and the other coaches in the program, it allows you to connect dots and for opportunity to flow out of nowhere because you know how to position yourself in your everyday life.
Phase one is positioning, y'all. Phase one. That's the first thing you do when you get in DTP to learn how to position yourself. Because that's key.
Okay, as you see, it all builds from everything after that, y'all. So when I tell you that these opportunities began flowing, and these opportunities I didn't necessarily say I'm going after. They came to me
because of
how a magnet. Okay, that magnetic messaging, that magnetic position,
yes,
that you do, and when you do it, when you learn it in DTP, and you're able to apply it, because you begin to live it. It's not just to do this for my design business for my clients and let it just be. It really becomes a part of you. And so how you show up at the grocery store, how you show up at family events, how you just show up wherever you go to an event, it all exudes that confidence and that I know how to better, confidently, and clearly say what I'm doing and what I want to do. So with that preference. So actually it's quite a few things, but the big thing that Amber is talking about was at beginning of this year, so about 4 months ago, as I said, I live in Houston, Texas, and I was presented, well, at the end of last year, I was asked to do a masterclass. They asked me to do a free 4-hour masterclass. And I'll tell you who this is in a second. Of course, many people would be like, 4 hours for free? No, my time is valued. But because of this particular organization, I was like, you know what? I love what they do. It's a mission. I love their mission, their vision. I really want to just give back. It really was a way for me to give back, free value, free training. So going through that, did the masterclass, got great reviews, got great, feedback. Wipe my hands, we're done with 2021. Second week of January, I get an email from a professor at the University of Houston to ask me if I want to come on to be an adjunct professor at the university to teach a class that is around entrepreneurship and consulting.
Yes.
Because I was able to listen. Because I was able, y'all, and I tell you that there is no way No way I was able to even be. And again, they came to me. I did not ask to be it. They came to me and asked me, we loved what you did in the masterclass. We loved how you were able to communicate branding on a fundamentals level, how you're able to talk about the process that entrepreneurs need to go through to get rid of that fog, that overwhelm, all the stuff in that cycle that they're in. That allowed me to be able to do a very clean, clear masterclass about what branding really is, marketing really is, what it is not. All these things about how you need to know who your client is, how you need to position yourself in your life and in your business, giving them the tools and strategies to do so, just in a free masterclass. So from there, they were like, we would like you to come on board. So technically, I'm also Professor Siddiqui as well with the University of Houston. And when I found this out, everything got cleared and, she was on board. Amber was one of the first people that I called. I called, messaged something, contacted.
Yeah.
And was like, Amber. So something happened, and I think I think you're going to be like a proud mama bear is how I explained it. I think you're going to be a little proud because there's no way that I can be. And then the class, it's not a random class. It's a class that literally allows me to be able to help and coach and even teach. I've taught two classes around the same type of stuff that I teach my one-on-one clients, afforded that opportunity. And every class, every semester, it's over 100 entrepreneurs, over 30 to 40 students every semester. And so that type of opportunity can only come when you know who you are talking to, what service or what problem you're solving by way of what service, and why people should even care. If you can't make that connection to people, it's going to be a flyby and you'll be like, oh, you're just like everybody else, just talking. But I need to know quickly what is it? So that was the big thing. But other things, I've been asked to speak as a panelist for a few opportunities. I'll be hosting an event at the end of the month for service-based solopreneurs. I was asked to be to attend some galas recently by being in that space because of just all the stuff I've learned from DTP.
I love that.
It's a big synopsis.
That's just, when you told me, Hannah, I was like, what? What? Wait a minute. I was speechless. I'm like, oh my God. Because never would I never even thought that the program was, I know it's good, but for you to be able to go out and secure an opportunity as an adjunct professor at the University of Houston because of what you've done in this program and the coaching you've received and the curriculum and everything, it's like, whoa.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's no way.
Right. I'm blown away. I'm still speechless. I have no words.
Listen, and it just opens up so many other doors. And to be there's even other people, other students in the program that I've talked about how the fact they're able to have so much foundational understanding about how to run their own design business. They want to become maybe full-time entrepreneurs. So they want to be able to, thank you, Sean. They want to be able to grow to this point. As Amber said, everything that you learn in DTP has a personal and professional application. And it is not one or the other. It's all tied together. And once you can show up strong and confident in one and clear in one, you can be able to do it in the other. And I'm telling you, it just exudes, y'all. I can't, all I can do is just it's just an exuding feeling of what it is. Truly, that's all it is, because you put in the work. Now, I will say, all of these opportunities only came because I put in the work.
Yes.
You can't come to a program and expect all the coaching and the curriculum just to be, okay, I'm here, I'm just gonna like go like this, and all the information and knowledge is gonna flow to me naturally, and I'm just gonna like give off the vibes.
Yeah.
No,
you got to do the work. You got to do the work. It's so interesting too. I don't know if Tempest is still up here, but did you see her post in the group yesterday where one of her clients told her that when your clients see your transformation, like that's huge. So like the level of results that our students are getting, it's not just, we're not the only ones that see it. Our family sees it, our friend sees it, our client sees it, our whole network sees it, because you can't help but to show up differently. Like, I know it sounds crazy. It really does sound crazy. If you just show up differently, different things will happen. Like, you're going to attract different things. I know it sounds crazy, but literally that's all it is. And we teach you how to show up confidently so that you can become a magnet to the right people. The right people. Not all the people, the right people. Because when you focus on the right people, you only need a handful. You don't need 10, 20, you don't need 10, 30 clients a month, right? You only need 1 or 2 a month, and then you're able to give them solid service because you have the time, which means their results are even better, which means then when they tell their friends and family about you, their coworkers, whoever, you then are getting referred for the right reasons. You know, and it's just that you get on a different type of cycle, a good type of cycle, where all you're doing is showing up as your best self, and as a result, you're getting the best types of clients, the clients that see you, the clients who trust you, who are going to let you guide them through a process. It is a huge difference between a low ticket and a high ticket client. You got to work hard as hell for those low ticket clients, and you are never going to get off of, like, you will never have enough money. But when you get those high ticket clients, it's just, you don't need a bunch of high ticket clients to make your revenue goals in your life. Your life changes as a result.
Yeah. Yes. And it's funny you said that about Tempest, because that same client that I told you, when she was like, oh, that's how I like do my sales call without it being so salesy. That's the same client. She's one who I worked with pre-DTP. She got logo that was like, this is cute. What you think? And she's like, I like it. Okay. There you go.
Right. That's the whole process right there.
There you go. Use it. Here you go. And she has been a ride or die, man. She has been with me pre-DTP all the way till like now. She has one of services years. I'll tell you, like years later, like maybe 2019, she was a client, and now she's a whole 4 years. She's been watching, commenting. She's been given what she's doing when she now wants to kind of a little bit of a rebrand, but pivot into another space, go from product to services. She said, "Oh yeah, Hannah, you're the very first person I was coming to. Like what you. There's
no other question. Yeah.
I'm not going anywhere else, because I've seen, and she's seen my growth." And so in that recent call I had with her, she was even like, praising me, which made me feel good. Hannah, I'm so proud of you. I see the work you're putting in. I see that you go above and beyond for your clients. I see that you're able to give me more strategic information and feedback as what you've seen as a client. And I said, girl, you have no idea in this mentor program that engaged a whole new way of life.
Listen, she was like,
listen, and I was like, girl, you have no idea. And I even reiterated that I had to learn to invest in myself. Like pre-DTP, I was like, I'm gonna just do it. I'm gonna keep YouTubing it. I'm gonna keep good. I'm self-taught, right? No design school. This is all new to me. So I'm gonna learn this. What I learned in my MBA does not necessarily apply to anything I'm doing now. I saw like the leadership part of it, but how to run a business, no. Absolutely all learned from DTP. So when it got to the point in doing so, I was like, I had to make a strong ask and inward look into myself. Like, Hannah, do you really want to take this full-time one, because then I quit my 9 to 5. I was like, I'm done with y'all. And I went 9 to 5, and I went to my full-time. And so, do I really want to do this full time? But then also, like, do I really want to be an entrepreneur? Do I really want to be an entrepreneur? Do I really want to be a business owner? It's on the back of my mind always. But also, Hannah, are you willing and ready to put in the work?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you're only going to be able to really receive and reap the beautiful benefits and opportunities from DTP, and really, honestly, just in life, you are able and willing to put in the work. I have that real talk of myself. That's the first level. Am I willing to put in the work? Then secondly, am I willing to invest, not pay? Am I willing to invest in myself while doing the work? I had to be like, I mean, Amber can attest. I was definitely one of the people in her DMs like,
we had several voice memos. I remember.
Voice memos. You still saved them? You still have them saved after all this?
Oh yeah, they're still up there. I don't delete anything, y'all. I don't delete anything. I got paper trails on paper trails on paper trails.
I go back and listen to those voicemails from like almost a year and a half ago. Mm-hmm. But I'm not gonna lie, y'all. I was one of those people. I was like, this is like over like $5,000 of an investment. So like, well, what if
yes, there were those. Well, what if you had like 3 what if scenarios that we had to work
I did. I had to work through them, y'all. And I'm telling you, I was not going to be like, oh yeah, I just got all this money, like just the flow. And especially at the beginning of 2020, you know, we still in the pandemic.
Yeah.
Me and my husband thinking about moving. So like we just were talking about getting married. It was a lot of moving parts going on at that time. Again, I had to ask myself, am I willing to invest in myself? Am I willing to put in the work? And with that investment, that made me understand, like, I have to pay, you have to invest. And that's why you even taught me how to use the word invest when talking about quotes and information. It's an investment, not just, hey, you're going to pay me for my services. That's a very low, how much it costs? It costs $20. Okay, cool. Send me your Cash App.
Right.
No, that's a more of a higher ticket or better client, right client. All right, the investment. Okay, what results will I see of this investment?
What will my return of investment be? What will my return on investment be? Yeah,
exactly. Based off of the problems and challenges I'm having. So when you're able to speak like that, you're talking a whole different language. That whole different language you're talking breeds people who like they know what they're talking about, and they have a system or a process to bring me these returns on my investment.
Yeah.
And so she really, really, really saw the transformation over the past 4 years in taking what I do more seriously and really being committed to my business and my clients and the transformation in their lives.
I mean, that says a lot when you are investing in yourself as a business, as an entrepreneur. It does say something to your potential clients. It says, hey, I take my business seriously. Hey, I am invested in my own business. And a lot of times, we expect people to invest in our businesses when we won't even invest in our businesses. And that's that mentality, that's that mindset right there that is going to keep you repelling and rejecting high ticket clients, because they don't want. If you can't invest in yourself, why would they invest in you? They're not. So and just like you said, in Tempest, and like our clients, potential clients are watching. They are watching you, and they can see when you grow. They can see when you elevate. I have people who will follow me for years and years before they make a buying decision. And they come to me because they have seen the consistent growth and the receipts that I'm able to get, right? So it's no different. Like, we all have to be doing these things. And y'all, it's no exception. You have to invest in yourself. You have to invest in your business if you you want to get to another level. Granted, that investment initially might be your time figuring stuff out, and that's okay. But at some point, you need to go to someone who has achieved what you are trying to achieve and get a cheat code, get a shortcut, get a roadmap. That's what it's for. Because you will never get time back trying to figure all this stuff out. It took me 10 years to figure this out. I wish I would have paid somebody a long time ago to give me the answer so I could have saved all that time and gotten to the money faster. Because little did I know that that time was actually costing me more than investing in someone else, because the potential that I had to earn a certain amount in a certain, my time is valuable. But I didn't realize that. I valued money more than I valued time. Therefore, I did not invest in my business because I could not invest in my business. I don't have any money, right? Like, that was my mentality versus this investment is going to help me make more money. So perspective, are you a high ticket client? If you're not a high ticket client, don't expect to get high ticket clients.
You said something to live about people wanting was it like, was it champagne on a
champagne taste on a beer budget? Yep. Champagne
beer budget,
taste
yeah.
on a budget.
Yeah, that's a very, very good point. And y'all, when I tell you Amber is I think I told you this. I had a client back in beginning of last year, middle of last year. So it's only maybe like 3 or 4 months into DTP. Random client found Instagram. That was the first person that said they actually like got on my call from social media. Everybody else was like a refer I knew of somebody.
Yeah.
Got on the discovery call. Said, yeah, I saw you on Instagram and I was just looking for people. You were one of the very people that I saw that looked consistent, that they were talking about, who was able to clearly talk about what they do. And so that was we hopped on the call and just the vibe and energy is all good.
Yeah.
Then we got on the point to where she was talking about kind of things she's tried in the past and why she's still trying to find somebody. Finally, she had go and it's not working. She got somebody on Upwork to do her website, but they just put together and it's not working, the whole nine. I told her, she said something about investment, something about the word investment, she said. And I told her on the call, it's my first time ever disclosing to really anybody. So I was like, I don't know if this is their business or not. I said, I'm actually in a mentoring coaching program myself, literally right now. And so I'm learning these things, and my coach is helping me really get my positioning together, get my messaging together, really streamline my process so I can best understand how I can be the solution to this transformation for my client. So I'm telling her just really what I'm learning. And after I finished talking, she said, oh yeah, I already want to work with you because you are somebody who's going to invest in yourself. And I was like, and she told me even after she actually booked and paid her deposit client, she said, Hannah, that was the reason why I chose you. Was because the fact that you are investing in yourself as a coach. And I would rather pay and have somebody help me who's investing, who understands the investment, because I'm asking of an investment from the client. So how can I ask you for money if I'm not going to put money and pour money into myself to make your experience better? She was like, that is the reason why I hired you instead of somebody. That was like the final why I hired you on our call.
Yeah.
So now, oh yeah, everybody get that story.
Oh yeah.
It makes, especially price objections. One of the main things, like, I invest in myself to be able to give you this experience that gives you the results that you want. If you're trying to do the same for your clients, you have to invest in yourself.
Yeah.
And so, like, that being able and being a part of this program, like, overall, y'all, as you see, has helped in so many aspects to me, even connecting with clients, retaining clients, getting a client from 4 years ago, being able to maintain them, being able to get them to kind of say yes, kind of at the last time to put their deposit, for them to be able to fully trust me. For them to be able to give me glowing social proof that then even shows to this day, I still get all these not random, but spontaneous messages of, here's my accomplishment for the month.
Yeah.
Girl, I have clients. Girl, I just got 2 collaborations. Just booked my first $1,000. Oh my gosh. To them, that's a big deal. And I tell them, I'm here to celebrate with y'all.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one thing in DC Amber does. She celebrates with us. When it don't matter how we get $100 extra from something. Celebrate with us. And no win is too small. And as an entrepreneur, I think we start looking at the scales.
Yep.
Like, ooh, I only got 1 client this month. Oh, that's not enough. So I'm just gonna, retreat and feel bad. Like, no, I got a whole client this month.
Yes.
A whole client. So it's just so many. It's just very multidimensional on just why this program is just life-changing, y'all.
Life-changing. Yes. All of that, Hannah. All of that. And I just love that you sharing that you have invested in your business, you take your business seriously, and people watching, it does make a difference. It does make a difference. Oh, something you said I wanted to comment on, where you were like, she looked at you and she was like, you look professional, what you're talking about, the consistency, all of that. One of the problems that, and I used to do this as well, is when we don't really know what we offer, who it's for, the solution, all of that, we're changing what we're saying weekly, if not on a daily basis. And those people are watching you. And when you are not consistent, it doesn't even matter if you don't show up consistent. If what you're saying when you do show up is inconsistent, people are not going to trust you. They are not going to trust you. So it really is, it's so many layers and levels to this with, yes, the positioning was huge. That ultimately was what, got you from low ticket to high ticket clients, but also the consistency, continuing to do the things, to show up and talk about what you do in such a way that no matter how you say it, you're always saying the same thing. The message stays the same. The transformation stays the same. The solution is the same. So when they keep hearing you say it over and over again, you might say it, this way one day and that way the next day, but the message is consistent. And eventually, when they are ready, they're going to think of you first. And then when you can say, I am on top of this, investing in myself so that I can create better results for my clients, it becomes a no-brainer. That's what we teach in DTP, is how to be the no-brainer option, the only option for the right people. The right people.
Yep. No lies. No lies. None. Straight fact. Hashtag facts. That's what that is. No, hashtag no lies. Hashtag facts.
Yes.
Y'all, yes. I literally made my investment back within, I was one of them students who was like, well, I'm just gonna I'm gonna get started when I feel like it. But
also, I think one thing, Hannah, you're the kind of person, you're a big picture person. So you wanted to see the big picture and then be able to work on it to create the big picture, then put it out. I had to stop you from wanting to do everything before we started putting stuff out. So that's the thing too. And I take pride in looking at every single student and understanding how you think so that I can help you.
Yes. Yes.
I know how Hannah thinks. Let me say this to her in a way that it will make sense. It will land. So not only am I teaching y'all how to position, I implement this stuff in everything I do. I am positioning my responses to you all in a way that it makes sense for you as an individual. So it's like there is no cookie cutter. It really is. You come with very specific goals in mind, and we help you achieve those goals if you do the work, if you show up, if you come ask questions.
Yes. There is to have a coach who, and she's not lying, y'all. The fact that on our calls that we have, Amber she knows when you become a student at DTP, she knows your business, how you think, and how you operate in and out. And she is not joking. I am one. That is kind of how I do things. I don't want to be like, okay, listen, I got all these ideas. I just need help fleshing them out. And she will be, and I respect that. And I'm glad I have a coach that does that. Because some coaches would be like, well, yeah, that's what you want to do. And, let's try to do everything. But she will redirect you real quick. And that's what and I feel like that's what a coach is supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
You're supposed to be, I mean, at the end of the day, Amber will tell you, this your business. Do what you want to do, boo.
Here's what I would do. Here's what I would
do. And here is why this decision would best get this result. But hey, it's your business. Do you? So at the end of the day, when it is times where I would say like, okay, I'm thinking this or I'm feeling this way, she pulls, as y'all heard her say, like she remembers stuff from our call when I was questioning joining the program.
I remember everything, y'all. I remember everything. Except for what I was going to say in the moment.
Exactly. How should you remember that? But it's good because all of the conversations that you have throughout the program the program we have our curriculum, yes. It follows this format, this flow to give you what you need to get results. But as the coaching aspect is very important and very vital to the program, and that it allows Amber to give you more tailored, because she knows, like she said, how I think, how I present. When I come to a call with a question, I think you already got an idea on what my question going to tip. Might be a little multiplex, but she knows how to take what's needed so that student walks away successful, walks away feeling confident in their decision, walks away fully understanding the tools they need to implement what they want to do in their design business. A lot of coaches cannot do that or don't do that. They won't be able to have that much attention to the actual student and their progression throughout the program. Yeah. And so like it's definitely applauding, and it feels good as a student and alum. It makes me feel good knowing that I have that type of backing and support to really be able to bounce ideas off of, but also to help me. Every coach needs a coach. Mm-hmm. And as I told Amber, that's one field that I would like to get in one day, having this go into a coaching something of my own for my type of clients. And so Amber helps prime you for whatever you feel is best in your business and in your life. And so every coach has to get coached in some form of capacity. Every mentor needs mentor. Every therapist needs a therapist in some type of way. And so who are you going to choose to be that type of person to help guide you along personally and professionally in your journey, your entrepreneurship or business owner journey? Absolutely.
Yes. Just drop the mic, Hannah. Like
yeah, just drop it. Just drop it. And this ain't that. I tell you all the time, ain't no tooting nobody horn. It's the God truth, y'all. And I just wouldn't be here for real at this point. No, I wouldn't.
And that's
I would have my tax lady tell me, "Hey, did you make this much last year?" I was like, "Yeah."
Yes, hunty. Okay. Yes.
What you mean?
When you it is hailing out here. That's weird. But yes, when other people start noticing that, because we see ourselves every day. It's like when you lose weight, right? You don't really notice when you're losing weight. It's not till it's obvious. And we don't really see it because we're going through it, the day in, the day out. But when someone else notices, it's like, oh, you see it too? Oh, okay. So this is working. again, so many layers and levels to this, but we are getting that exterior, that outward validation, but at the core of what we teach, it's that internal validation that matters the most. And when you get that first, that is what allows that confidence to come through, and then other people see it. But it is those external things sometimes that just make us, we just sometimes need that validation, but we're able to expedite that because we help you to believe in yourself first and get that confidence first. So I just love, like, everything that you said today really just showcases that is what we do. We start, at this place where we're taking on any and everyone because we don't know our worth, we don't know the value that we bring to the table, and so we pull that out of you so that you can shine the light on yourself and show up and talk about it in a way that you sound confident, not cocky. You sound like an expert, not a know-it-all, right? Like, there's a total difference between that. And there's an eloquent delivery to this, you know? And that's why people raise their prices and they don't sell it. That's not what we do. We raise our prices and we sell it. And then we raise them again and we sell it again. And we raise it again and we sell it again. Because of that internal confidence, knowing, belief, all of that. So you just exude that, Hannah. Like, the way you show up, the way you talk, literally the questions that you bring, like, I see your confidence even in your questions. And that's powerful. To know, like, okay, I don't know exactly where I'm going with this question or what I want to do, but I know it's going somewhere because you are big picture and you understand strategy. And when you have those two and the confidence, like, you really are, they're unstoppable. There's nothing you can't figure out because you have the confidence that you can. And then, like, I'm not gonna go too deep. I'll get all into the brain science of it. I'm not gonna do that to y'all today. But just know, like, when your brain's job is to bring in the information you're asking it for and focusing on, but we focus on the wrong things and we ask the wrong questions. And we ask the wrong questions. The questions that we ask just are not, we don't ask ourselves good questions. And so we don't get good answers. So I just love.
And we don't ask other people good questions either.
What'd you say?
I said, and we don't ask other people good questions to make sure that we get clarity, to make sure we really, really know what they talking about.
Exactly. And like you said, like, this spans out into everything that you do. And you can't help but to show up differently. And I just love that, like, you all are embodying who it is that you're becoming. And when you do that, it is inevitable that you become that person. So I'm just so proud of you, Hannah. Like, yes. We were talking about this the other day. We have coaching calls twice a week. I have never canceled a coaching call, y'all. I've been in programs and like, that's regular. People cancel coaching calls. I'm like, no, we having a coaching call. We're gonna show up. We're gonna get through this today. But, like, we do them twice a week and we don't miss weeks, right? We don't miss days. And I think you only did not come to maybe a handful of, literally one handful of calls over. So 52 weeks times 2, that's 104 calls that you maybe missed 5. And that just shows the level of commitment. And when you are committed to your goals, you take specific actions to achieve them. So again, I said this the other day. Are your actions aligned with your goals? If you're not reaching your goals, look at your actions. Hannah, thank you so much for just showing up and really showcasing what it looks like to take the actions that align so that you actually get the results. So I just want to close out, and if there's anything else you want to share with anyone who may be on the fence about DTP or just anything that we didn't cover, now is your time. Now is your time to just get anything out. And we talked about a lot, though, so I don't even know what you want to say.
Nothing really. Only I will reiterate, if anything, if anybody is on the fence, just the main deal about kind of like after hearing these, being a part of the DTP show, and you're hearing these episodes or just seeing Amber talk about the results, the proof, the testimonies, the impact that DTP has made. At that point, as far as next step is just for you to, before even considering filling out an application to join DTP or inquiring with Amber about next steps, really very honest talk with yourself.
Mhm.
Am I willing to put in the work?
Yeah.
One, and am I ready and willing to invest in myself? Those are the two questions you have to ask yourself. I feel like for anybody, I don't care if you're joining something for $10.
Yeah.
Am I ready to put in the work? Everybody don't have money just to blow and just fall to the wayside. You want to return on whatever you spend your money and energy on. Look at the investment as an investment monetarily, the investment of your time, the investment of your resources, the investment of your energy. Already being a small business owner, entrepreneur is already hell as it is.
Right.
It already got its ups and downs just by nature of what this role entails. So you have to be like, am I really willing, ready, capable, and desiring to elevate my business, my design business? And if you are, then I highly encourage you, if more than anything, at least just fill out the application so you can see if you're a good fit and then get access to the private training. Very private, exclusive training, so that you can really get even a deeper intel of what DTP is about, what it entails, and really make sure it's a good. If you're not wanting and ready or willing to put in the work for the investment, then it's not going to be a good fit. And then you will feel like it was a waste of money, or she didn't help me, or I didn't get this. No, you will put in the work, and you were not willing to do what it takes to really truly reap the benefits of such an amazing program she's put out. So that's really the only last 2 cents I have. If you're ready to go, make sure you do it right.
Yes, I love that.
We love to have you. Love
We would
to see you
love to
in the
have
DTP.
you.
We love it over here. Okay, hashtag. We
Oh
love to hear
yes,
it.
that's perfect. Hashtag, I
We
love
love to hear it.
it.
So come on, party.
I want to add one thing to that. You said that beautifully. If you're not going to do the work, that's okay. It's not time. That's fine. But I think, and I can't remember where I was talking about responsibility, but it's if you're ready to take responsibility over your life and your business, that's really what this is, right? Like, I am responsible for creating the results that I want. That is like the approach. If you take any circumstance and you come at it at that way, like I want to take personal responsibility for getting where I want to go, for achieving what I want to achieve, to charging what I want to charge, because only one person can make that happen, and that's you. So taking that personal responsibility is a whole other level of commitment that really is required. And that's what our successful students do. You took control, you took responsibility of your results. You didn't blame me when there were questions or concerns or anything. You were like, okay, let's look at what's going on. We have a data over drama approach, and when we do it that way, we're able to look at numbers, we're able to attach responsibility where it goes, look at our actions, and move differently.
Yeah.
You know, so at the end of the day, we all have a choice. We can choose to have the design business of our dreams, or we can just choose to continue dreaming of the design business of our dreams rather than making it a reality. And we all have that choice. We all are in control, whether you feel like it or not. It's all about how you show up, what you say, what you think, what you do, what your actions are, who you surround yourself with, the conversations that you have. All of this stuff is important. It is so, so, so important. But we help you do all that. We help you figure out, because you're probably thinking, well, how do I do that? How do I take responsibility? How do I take control? How do I, ensure certain things? We show you how to do that. You just got to be willing to put in the work is all. So.
And coachable, willing and coachable to be able to do so. You got to be willing to do it, but you got to be receptive to strategies. You have to be receptive to feedback. You have to be receptive to things that you have to be also receptive to try different and new things.
Yeah.
You don't come in here like, I don't say don't come in here setting your ways, but
Yeah.
come in here being coachable and receptive
Yep.
to different ideas. Have a space that allows you to try different things, get feedback from other like-minded brand and web designers.
Yeah.
A place for other designers to really lean on each other, get comfort from each other, but also have that community of, I tried this worked, or we might have a similar ideal client.
Mhm.
And so maybe this might try different things. You can try stuff in the group. It's a very open community where we all love to see each other
in. Absolutely. I love that. Thank you so much, Hannah. I just appreciate the insight that you provided, just your journey. Everything that you've been able to accomplish so much really in a short amount of time. That is impressive. I'm just, again, always so proud of you for putting in that work, for trusting the program, for trusting me, for trusting the process. All of that.
Yeah.
I commend you. And I'm just excited about where you're going to continue to go. Like we all know, the sky is the limit. So can you share with us where people can connect with you if they want to continue to follow along, or maybe ask you some questions? Where can they find you?
Absolutely. I am also, like Amber said, open book, so you can definitely feel free to shoot me a DM at the Creative Core with K's. So Kreativ as in Victor Kore at the Creative Core. And the website is also thecreativecore.com. So y'all can feel free to check out. Creative Core is undergoing a little new finessing stuff very, very soon. So website gonna look a little different. But definitely, like I said, feel free to reach out. Any questions you have about DTP, my journey throughout the program, kind of what to expect, anything like that. Again, you're more than welcome to reach out, and I'll even put it here in the chat on Instagram.
Look at you, fancy.
Well.
I'll
put the link right.
I'll put it in the chat for in the Facebook on the recording. Yes, thank you, Hannah. So if you guys are interested, if you want to apply just to start a conversation, you guys can head to the link in my bio on Instagram, or you can just go to designtoprofit.co, and that is where all the information will be. And you can absolutely DM me as well. But that is it, you guys, for our show today. Thank you so much, Hannah, for being on. We'll definitely have to have you back, because I love to do like updates, because so much can change in a year, or even 6 months or 3 months. So we'll definitely have you back on, and just continue to share your journey, because it's so inspiring. I hope that this has inspired someone out there. And yeah, we appreciate you. I see the hearts. Thank you. I appreciate y'all tuning in. We will see y'all on the next episode of, I gotta get me like an intro and an outro, and then some cute little music. But that is
the DTP Show.
DTP Show. What do you like? That's totally from a show I've been watching, y'all. Don't I get silly a little bit after a couple hours. So yes. I appreciate y'all hanging out with us today. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to Hannah or myself. We're happy to answer any and all of your questions, and we will see you all later. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
Yes, let's see. Hold on, I gotta figure out how to end. Hold on. End. Okay, yes. Okay, and then I gotta end on over here on Facebook, you guys. Bye. Thank you for tuning in.